guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be in my basement in our guest bedroom. As you can see, we haven't really paid a lot of attention to this. We've kind of just thrown in furniture that we've had, filled it up with things that we've just collected over time. Today's the day we're going to give it a makeover, and we're going to go probably in a more moody vintage direction. I have some inspiration that I've seen lately, and I really want to try like a darker paint color on the wall, and I think that this is a pretty safe place to do it, so stay tuned.
Hi there, welcome back. So today we're going to redo my guest bedroom in the basement. As you can see, it's paint color on the wall is a blue. I think in any other circumstance I would really like the color, but we're definitely gonna go for a moodier look down here. I'm a little scared because the ceilings are pretty low, but I'm also a little bit excited to kind of push the boundaries a little bit and see what this place could look like with some more vintage moody vibes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all the furniture out first and foremost. There is a couple of things that I'm gonna keep, but for the most part, I think most of it I'm going to get rid of. These here, these are secondhand. I was actually given them when we moved in. I still like them, but I'm going to end up refinishing these, and they're going to be kind of a lighter color. I don't think they're going to work for this makeover specifically, but if you are interested in seeing how these turn out, I will be doing a makeover on these, so stay tuned for that sometime probably this winter, in the next few months. And yeah, I ended up going on Facebook Marketplace, finding a very cool vintage bed and dresser set with a mirror, so we're gonna put that in here, and I'll just put up some inspiration photos of what I'm kind of looking for. We're gonna be using a bold green color here. So the color that I've selected is called Rose Pine. So it's a darker green. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. I was going to originally color drench the room, meaning that I was going to also paint the ceilings, but they're actually just ceiling tiles. So I have decided that that is going to be a nightmare to ever change back, so I am just going to leave the ceiling as is. And I'm still deciding if I want to do the trim as well. I think I'm going to start leaving the trim alone, see how it looks, and then make the decision if I want to add those in. So stay tuned.
So this part here was my favorite part of the makeover. As you can see, my husband has been popping in and out, helping me with everything, which I very much appreciate. This explains our relationship to a T, because I'm going in with, the brush and trying to get detailed, being a bit of a perfectionist about it, and then my husband is all action, minimal time, and he just kind of quickly paints the entire wall. So I think it works very well in our relationship, and it pushes me to keep moving forward with things and not get too stuck on worrying about the perfection of everything. And at the end of the day, you can always go back and fix something, but action is better than inaction, is what he teaches me on a daily basis, which I appreciate. So this is the paint after the final coat. It's looking really nice. Only issue so far with it is we've noticed some overpaint on the baseboards that are not allowing us to have a nice crisp line. So I'm going to do
a technique to see if we can get rid of that and just make it a little bit neater.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape the wall back up, but this time I'm going to tape the wall, not the baseboard, and then I'm gonna go in with the green paint that I've used to paint the walls, and I'm basically going to put that over top of the painter's tape, and then even a little bit onto the white baseboard. So then after that's dried, I'm going to now go back in with my trim white, and I'm going to give it, I think I had to give it like 3 or 4 coats just to get all the dark green out of it. And then what it should do is when I go to take the tape off, it should give me a nice crisp line. I also got some on the ceiling by accident, so I just took some Q-tips and some nail polish remover and I just went and scrubbed that off. It wasn't perfect when I took the tape off, but it was 1,000 times better, so I'm really happy with that. So I knew that I wanted a William Morris rug in here. I saw one online from Ruggable. I had to have it. It was perfect for the design of what I was going for. The only issue with it, it was about $500 for the size I needed. So I just kept looking and I was able to find a dupe on Amazon for just over $100. So 1/5 of the price than if I went with Ruggable. The one thing I was worried about was that it was going to be cheap quality when it got there. It was a sacrifice I was willing to make just because I'd rather, it's a guest bedroom. And I was super, super surprised, pleasantly surprised by the quality of this rug. It looks just like a Ruggable one. It's the same, very similar material, so this was an absolute win. So here, my husband and I were just trying to figure out how to make this work with the double bed frame that we have. This is a very old antique piece, which is awesome, but it makes it a little bit tricky because beds didn't necessarily come in standard sizes, nor did they come in large sizes back in the day. So we worked it out. Eventually, we were able to make it work with the antique, but it definitely took some problem solving. And if you look really, really closely, you'll see that it's slightly to one side of the frame. But to be honest with you, it's very, very hard to notice unless you're really, really looking for it. So now I'm just putting in the nightstands. I tried to keep them the dark brown color I tried to avoid painting them, but ultimately they were way, way too dark in the room. I took 2 doors, that antique doors that I had upstairs. I just want to keep the orange tones downstairs and then leave the lighter wood tones upstairs. So I put them down here. I think they look awesome with the bed. It's just the bedside table is not going to work, so I have to unfortunately paint it. I did do some AI renderings and some votes. Ultimately, I think that the white won over the brown, so I'm just going to go in with my fusion paint in my favorite color of all time, Victorian lace, and just give it a quick paint. This took me only a couple hours. Finally, I'm at the fun part of this makeover where I'm just making the bed and taking all of the things that I've collected through the years and putting it in there. It's very similar to what I had in my head when I used my inspiration photos, and the AI rendering using ChatGPT also really helped with my decisions during this process. This is what it looked like before we moved in. These are the listing photos, and then you can see what it looked like before with just makeshift furniture in it. And there you have it, my guest bedroom makeover. I'm overall really happy with how this turned out. I think I'll love it for years to come, but let me know in the comments what you think.